Hundreds of people have gathered in Cape Town in protest calling for a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip. Let's get the latest on that march. Our reporter Vanessa Puna standing by. Vanessa, good afternoon. If you can hear me, perhaps you could bring us up to speed as to what is happening on your end as we speak. We're seeing heavy police visibility.
Yes, good afternoon to you. And at the moment, what you can see on the visuals behind us is, of course, a police water cannon letting off. This, of course, follows scuffles between a conglomeration of church groupings, which were meant to have a prayer service here today in support of Israel. That event has been cancelled after there were clashes between pro-Palestinian supporters as well as those church groupings that were meant to have that prayer service. Now, I can tell you at the moment that police have earlier fired stun grenades to keep the crowd, or to try and attempt to keep the crowd under control. What you see at the moment is, of course, hundreds of pro-Palestinian supporters literally coming onto the space. You'll see also that we have numbers of police reinforcements. Sir, you are here to support Palestine. Tell us why you are here. What is
your supporting Palestine, man? This is what the DA do. This is what the DA do. Down with the DA. Down with the DA, man.
Sir, can you explain to us? Sir, there was a huge protest in Cape Town yesterday. Also a pro-Palestinian protest. Why did you come back here today?
We need to counter. We need to counter the DA. I mean the Israeli.
Thank you so much. Okay, just one voice there from the pro-Palestinian supporters. I'll try and get you another pro-Palestinian supporter. Sir, good afternoon to you. You're live on SABC. Can you tell me why you've come out here today, sir?
That is why. Because that's happening to our brothers and sisters in Palestine.
Of course, we've just heard some more stun grenades go off. We'll try and move closer to understand what exactly has taken place to prompt police to let us stun. Early on, we see projectiles being thrown at the police vehicle, and there the water cannon being used again on protesters, pro-Palestinian protesters here in Cape Town. Police and Metro Police officers are on the scene, and the crowd of supporters do not seem to be waning at all. Another round of water being sprayed from this police cannon. Not proving to be a deterrent at this stage. I still see some more projectiles being thrown towards the police vehicle. Let's try and get closer to give you some of those visuals. Situation at this point in time tense here in Sea Point in Cape Town. We'll keep you on our visuals as we try and reflect what's taking place on the ground here. Of course, you'll see stun grenades at the moment as the police move in with their water cannon, as well as Metro Police with their vehicles as well. There, of course, you'll see the police line behind me. Law enforcement and Metro Police officers. More projectiles being thrown. It looks like cardboard banners being thrown at some of the vehicles here behind me. And it's not a usual scene on the Sea Point promenade. Let's just get out of the way. We don't want to be in the way of the police vehicles here scattered all around. Sir, good afternoon. You're live on SABC.
Okay.
What do you make of what's taking place here today?
It was peaceful. It is the Zionists that is trying to they just can't take over. They want to take over here, and they are just upsetting everyone.
We saw earlier on how an Israeli flag was torn away from somebody.
Yes.
In South Africa, there is a right for all people to protest peacefully. Is this something you condemn?
I would say any Israeli flag is not welcome in South Africa. That is my side. I will agree with him even if he has to burn it. Even if he has to burn the Israeli flag.
Are we not supposed to be tolerant, sir?
Against the Zionists? I'm sorry, not against the Zionists. Our babies are being killed in Palestine. 6-year-olds, 2-year-olds. I'm a father. What must they go through? And these bastards, I'm sorry for my English, they want to take over here.
Thank you for speaking to us. So, of course, they're one of the pro-Palestinian supporters. We apologise for their use of language. They're clearly upset at not just the situation taking place in Palestine and Gaza at the moment, but also clearly not happy at all with the situation on the ground.
Adam's calling for fire with weapons. He's calling for haalgewere. See Adams.
Of course, just getting some more visuals to you, some more water from the police water cannon over there. At the moment, a tense situation here on the Sea Point Promenade. I see some more projectiles. Was that a stone I just saw being hurled at the police vehicle? Piece of cardboard. Another projectile coming through. Looks like a piece of wood. A situation that was not meant to take this form has now erupted into what can only be described as chaotic scenes here on the Sea Point Promenade.
Vanessa, if you can hear me, perhaps you're bringing this live action. We're witnessing a high police presence. Are any injuries? Can you cite any injuries? Walk us through what else you're witnessing once since the stun grenades have been used, as well as the water cannons.
I got hit in the stomach.
Just want to come out for the water, mate. You alright? Are you alright?
Vanessa, if you can hear me, perhaps you could just talk to what really is happening now since that update you've given us. We can see the police regrouping again, forming a barricade of sorts. Also just trying to understand if there are any injuries since the water cannons had been used, also the stun grenades, given the chaos and tensions. Vanessa, if you can hear me, take us through what's happening now. We're seeing police regroup, and you earlier on showed us some visuals of water cannons being used on stun grenades.
Just behind me, we have a gentleman, a pro-Palestinian supporter, who just told me that he has seen someone being beaten up. I can't verify that at the moment because the scenes are quite chaotic at the moment. He is remaining steadfast that someone has been beaten. His name, Adam. But I can't. Let me try and get to him. Let me try and get to him.
They're attacking me. They're trying to censor the news. When I reported, I just witnessed the police beating up somebody behind the one truck. They attacked me and they pushed me back here. They're trying to censor the news, just like the Zionist occupation are censoring the news that's happening in Palestine.
Sir, can I just ask you, you are a pro-Palestinian supporter. What has happened here today, what is currently taking place, is not what was meant to take place in the first incident.
Say something.
Israel was going to have a gathering here for pro-Zionists. We came here as peaceful protesters who stand on the other side. And the police attacked us and they pushed us.
But we saw somebody with an Israeli flag, and we saw some pro-Palestinians grabbing that flag. Do you think this sparked the tension?
That is because Israel is not a real country. Israel is the occupation state. Israel has taken land away from the Palestinians.
Thank you so much, Adam. One of the pro-Palestinian supporters. I'm going to bring you back here with me at the moment with my colleague Josh. I'm just trying to see what's taking place on the other side. It's scenes of chaos here. I mean, we're behind the police line at the moment, so I don't know whether we're going to be able to get to the other side. Maybe Josh Sharrock, we can just try and move to our left-hand side to see if we can access what's taking place on that side. Quite a large number of law enforcement, Metro Police and SAPS, POPs, public order policing at the moment, forming this line as chaos literally erupts on the Sea Point Promenade. I'm going to try and make my way through. Excuse me, ma'am, can I come through, please? We're media. Can I just come through, please? Thank you. We're just trying to ascertain what's happening. Sorry, ma'am.
We are peaceful. This is an apartheid government. This is what Mandela fought against. Free Palestine! Free South Africa!
Yes, children, yes, families, yeah, that is what they're doing in Palestine.
Some of the views we are receiving here now at the moment. Clearly,
me and my brother barricaded us together, and they beat us. I have it all on video. And then they took a stun bomb and threw it to my girlfriend, and she has PTSD. Now she's having a breakdown. What are they doing? And you can look under the truck. They're spraying us with hot water, boiling hot water. It's steaming.
Of course, just one of the protesters there venting what he says or believes to be police treating Palestinian supporters unfairly. We have someone filming the event. Sir, good day to you. I see you on a scooter, I think it's a scooter. This, of course, the promenade, usually a place where on Sundays people come out.
I'm just here on the promenade for a ride. I'm not choosing anything.
This is usually a space, an open space in Cape Town where, sir, can you excuse me? I'm just speaking. I'll give you an opportunity. Thank you. So we're live on air, sir. This is usually an area where we see on Sundays, Saturdays, families strolling, picnicking, etc. Was this what you expected when you arrived here today? And what is your view on what's currently taking place?
I don't want to take any view. I'm just riding here. I'm just riding here on my scooter, and that's it. Don't take any reviews.
Thank you so much. Of course, somebody telling us that he was just going for a Sunday afternoon. What is that called? A scooter ride along the promenade. Of course, he did say, and he's right. Usually, this, of course, a peaceful place where people, families, picnic and come and enjoy a beautiful part of Cape Town. But of course, today it seems to have been turned into what looks at this point like absolute chaos. Of course, let me just reflect back on the situation. Earlier on, there was meant to be a church, or rather a prayer service by a grouping of various churches and denominations. They were due to come together to pray for peace, and also they were to pray for Israel. And of course, what we have seen is hundreds of pro-Palestinian supporters having come out, and they were not going to allow, in some of their words, people praying for Israel, and in their words also saying that the police are treating them unfairly. But we'll bring you the pictures, and we'll stay on what's happening here for as long as you can allow us on air.
Vanessa, if you can hear me, you obviously just bring us the latest. It seems like tensions have eased up a little bit from just a few moments ago. Can you see any injuries? What's been the impact, rather, of those water cannons that had been used, also the stun grenades? Paint that picture, perhaps from your vantage point.
So the scenes that you are seeing on your screen at the moment is, of course, the clashes that we have witnessed for the past, I think, hour or so. A large group of pro-Palestinian supporters have come to blows at some points with members of the police, Metro Police and law enforcement. This, of course, in the wake of that prayer service which was due to take place here. Various church denominations were to come together to what they call pray for Israel. They were calling, I spoke to a pastor early on, Pastor Ben Espen. He's from a church on the rise, and he was telling us that they were to pray for all those hostages taken by Hamas on the 7th of October, but also telling us that the prayer was also going to, the service was to include those that are currently suffering in Palestine and in Gaza. What we saw and what we witnessed earlier was there were a few, and I can't say how many, Israeli flags, and what the next saw was that one of the pro-Palestinian supporters grabbed the flag from the Israeli supporter, and I think that is where the clashes started here on the Sea Point Promenade. What then followed, of course, I see people are saying that the moment. This, of course, follows the letting off of stun grenades. Police shot, public order policing had shot stun grenades earlier on. We also saw the water cannon being used on the masses of supporters here to try and break up the tensions and also to try and calm the situation, which at one point seemed extremely chaotic as the pro-Palestinian supporters were trying to really, I suppose, crush and prevent the service from going ahead. Some of the pro-Palestinian supporters telling us that there is no place for support for Israel. I mean, I just see someone. I mean, those are the scenes currently taking place here on the promenade in Cape Town. I'm trying to understand what's happening to my far left, but at the moment you'll see, of course, supporters of Palestine. They're tearing up a cardboard with the Jewish, or rather with the Israeli flag. Can I ask, sir, excuse me? Can I ask you, I see you've just destroyed the Israeli flag on the cardboard. Why is that?
The Israelis killing the children.
This flag will.
Don't you watch TV?
Sir, can you just give me a moment? Okay, just give me a moment. Sir, let us just give the gentleman a chance.
The Israelis is killing our children in Gaza. Every 15 minutes they're killing 100 children. Huh? So why must I not?
The sentiment from some of the supporters is that the Israeli flag is an apartheid flag. We've just heard people, and I've walked away just to prevent profanities being coming through on air at the moment. I'm taking a walk through the crowd, and I asked my colleague Joshua to show you, ma'am. You are saying you are here in peace. Explain to me. We are live on air. Your name for me, please, ma'am.
I'm here standing in solidarity with all the children, the innocent mothers, fathers who've lost their children. For what? For what? I'm angry as a doctor. They're bombing the hospitals. They're bombing the schools. They're bombing the bakeries. They're bombing the supermarkets.
Yes,
for what?
We've seen earlier on that the clashes have taken place between supporters of Palestine as well as supporters with an Israeli flag. We've seen clashes between pro-Palestinian supporters and those bearing the Israeli flag. Is that the way you wanted this protest action to unfold?
We came in peace. We come in peace. We come in peace. This is a peaceful protest. We come as South Africans. We came in peace. And when people are angry, and you understand it, we don't support violence. We want peace. We want a ceasefire. That's why we're here. We are here as a voice for the voices. The world is not listening. So the people have to mobilize.
Thank you so much for speaking to me, of course. Studio, I'm going to just wrap it there for now. Of course, the sentiments on the ground is for a ceasefire in Palestine.